Well, both Inyo and Mono counties posted their semi-official 2016 primary election results early Wednesday morning. Deb Murphy reports that with 56% of Mono County heard and 42% of Inyo, residents will have to wait until the end of the work week for the final results. Now, while registered Republicans outnumbered Democrats in both counties, significantly more Democrats turned out to vote, with the majority going for Bernie Sanders over the now presumptive candidate Hillary Clinton. 54% of Mono voters and 55% of Inyo felt the burn. Bernie Sanders. Donald Trump, the last Republican standing, took both counties with 70+%. Now, locally in races for supervisor seats, as it stands in local races, Inyo County's 2nd District Supervisor incumbent Jeff Griffiths won with 69% of the vote over challenger Russ Aldridge. Now, the only contested Mono County supervisor seat was for District 4, and that may not be decided until the November election. Incumbent Tim Fesco trails John Peters leading 45% to 39%. Mammoth Town Council, with 45% of the vote in, Cleland Hoff leads with 31.5%, Bill Sauzer 28.2%, and Jennifer Burrows at 23.4%. The write-in candidate Brett Truax pulled in 17%. The top 2 candidates will be seated on the council. Now, Measure G, extending the parcel tax within the Mammoth School District for another 5 years, won decisively with 78% of the vote. For the 5th District Assembly, Mono County results. Incumbent 5th District State Assemblyman Frank Bigelow polled 48%, with Democrat Robert Cabas coming in at 29%. Now, with 81% of the vote statewide coming in, Bigelow held a 60%, with Carabellis at 23%. 26th District Assembly, Inyo County results. Incumbent Devin Mathis leads across the board, 42% of the vote in Inyo and 44% statewide. U.S. House of Representatives, 8th District, incumbent Paul Cook held a solid lead in both Inyo and Mono counties with 48 and 41% respectively. Cook also leads statewide over Democrat Rita Ramirez, who came in 2nd in both 25% in Inyo and 32% in Mono. Now, final results probably won't be available until Friday, according to Inyo County Registrar of Voters Cammie Foote. 2 recent law changes will delay the final tally. Now, prior to this election, all ballots had to be in the registrar's hands by 8 p.m. Tuesday. The new law requires a postmark of the election date, but gives the mail-in ballots 3 days to get to the registrar. Now, the second delay will be to give votes whose mail-in ballots were not signed 8 days to get their ballots back to the registrar. We'll be checking unsigned ballots and getting letters out to those voters on Wednesday, Cammie Foote said. Well, Deb Murphy also filed this report. Inyo County's Adventure Trails pilot program has been limited to a scant 3 routes for the past year, as staff has been working with the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power for an okay on the remaining 4, all of which either begin or end on Bishop City lands, at least until January 1st, 2017. Now, all that changed this week as the Inyo County Board of Supervisors approved an item tucked away in Tuesday's consent agenda. The final 4 have been liberated. Now, the item, number 21, simply states the board, quote, authorizes the county administrative officer to sign an agreement with LADWP regarding the start point of 4 combined use routes in the Bishop area that start at Brownstown and Pleasant Valley Campground, end quote. Now, Inyo County CAO Kevin Caruncio wrote in an email, quote, just convened a meeting with about a dozen LADWP staff and attorneys and walked them through the documents the board approved over a year ago, and were able to demonstrate that those thoughtful approvals anticipated and addressed many of the department's concerns. It was just a matter of making time for empathetic listening and responsive communication with the right people, end quote. Now, the agreement requires Inyo County to work with LADWP on implementation and monitoring and mitigation procedures to address unanticipated impacts. Inyo will have to meet LADWP's insurance requirements and hold the city, the department, and nearly anyone connected with either harmless from any liability. Well, joining the state of Hawaii and 188 other U.S. municipalities, California passed a new law to increase the age of tobacco purchase to age 21, which takes effect along with other new tobacco laws this week, Thursday, June 9th. Now, according to the new laws, retailers can sell tobacco products or paraphernalia only to individuals who are at least 21 years old. The laws apply to the sale of traditional tobacco products. They also apply to the sale of electronic smoking devices like e-cigarettes. We do have a full press release from Inyo County Department of Health and Human Services posted on our website, sierrawave.net. If you would like information on tobacco prevention and cessation, you can contact April Egan at the Inyo County Health and Human Services Public Health and Prevention Division. That phone number locally is 760-872-0900, or the California Smokers Helpline 1-800-NO-BUTS. Well, tragedy at Mammoth Mountain on Tuesday. A longtime U.S. Ski and Snowboard Association coach Greg Needle died. Now, the USSA website said Team Summit Colorado's Alpine director Greg Needle passed away suddenly after an accident at Mammoth Mountain. He was involved with the U.S. Ski and Snowboard Association for many years, as well as being involved with USSA clubs around the country, and also served as a U.S. Ski Team World Cup coach for 8 years. Unofficial reports had Mr. Needle suffering a health issue and falling off chair 3 at Mammoth. Said USSA President and CEO Tiger Shaw, quote, "Greg exhibited a truly amazing passion for the sport, touching the lives of many athletes and coaches across the country. His loss will be felt by many. Our thoughts and prayers are with Greg's immediate family, his wife Shannon and son Cohen, as well as the Team Summit family, and to all those who were touched by Greg."